You're a mum, you're a mum, you're a busy mum. Come listen to the Busy Mum podcast. Life hacks and inspiration for the busy modern mum.
In this episode of the Busy Mum podcast, I speak with a wonderful mum, Kate Crassweller. By day, Kate is a swim instructor and a mum, and by night she runs a foundation to support parents who have little ones in the NICU. Kate's story is a sad one, and my heart goes out to her and her family. Kate was pregnant with twin boys and went into labour at 26 weeks. As you know, that's pretty early, and as a result was in the NICU for over 100 days. Luckily at this time she was in Perth, where the best care could be given to her twin boys. During this time, Kate saw how some families had to choose between going to the hospital and spending some time with their newborns and buying petrol, or alternatively putting food on the table for their family. This is a decision no family should go through, and hence, Helping Little Hands was born. If you would like to give, please visit the website for the links, and let's dive into this interview. Welcome to the podcast, Kate. How are you this morning?
Good, thanks, Jackee.
Awesome. Just tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I am 37 and I'm a writer, a mother of two gorgeous kids, and I guess a wife to my husband. I don't even know where to begin. How do you begin telling you about yourself?
Tell me, like, you say you're a writer. Like, I've always wanted to write a book. Haven't yet. I'm good at writing to-do lists. So, like, if I combine all my to-do lists, maybe I could make a book out of it.
Totally.
How did you become a writer?
So I say that I'm a writer because it's the easiest way of describing what I do and what I want to be doing.
Yeah.
And I figure if I put it out there, maybe all of the writing stuff that I want to happen will come to me.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Kind of.
Yeah. So I, by trade, am a comms professional. So, my writing is social media, marketing, PR, all of that sort of stuff. And then writing people's stories is essentially what I do. Yeah.
And have you written a book yourself? Or
no.
Do you aspire to write a book, or you just
I do.
You do?
I do.
What topic would you write on?
I honestly have no idea. I have kids' books in my head. Yeah. I wrote out like a travel thing just before Eat, Pray, Love came out. And it was on a really similar vein. And I thought, I really had something.
Yeah.
Can't do it now. Yeah. I would love to write a book one day, but that's for another time when there's more time.
And so what's your job right now? Like you said, you're writing marketing stuff, is that right? Yeah,
so I work for a swim school at the moment. So I'm the comm specialist there. So Carlisle Swimming is the oldest swim school in Australia. Has a really...
just around the corner from me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where are you?
Russell Lee.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I 5-dock one.
Yeah. Super close. Super close.
Yeah. So that's where I am at the moment. I've only been there for 3 months. So.
Okay. And you said on your Tell Me About Yourself, you love swimming, and obviously you do because you're working for a swim school, and you used to do ocean swims. Now, I just told my last guest that I don't swim in the ocean because I'm scared of fish. I'm really scared of fish.
Fair.
How do you, what kind of ocean swims have you done?
So before I even got married, I was doing Cantu. Have you heard about Cantu?
No, I haven't. Tell me about it.
So Cantu is this amazing group, and basically you sign up to a swimming program or a running program, and so they train you in return for your raising at least $1,500 that go towards cancer research. And so if you do the swim programs, you sign up, you learn how to do ocean swims, and then you go into the ocean swims as part of the Cantu team.
Yeah.
So I did one from Palm Beach to Whale Beach around the headland. So it's supposed to be a 2-kilometre swim, but because of the swell and everything, it ends up being about 4 Ks that you're swimming.
Oh, wow.
So there's like thousands of rubber duckies out behind you to make sure that the sharks aren't coming too close, and it's amazing. It just makes you feel
alive.
So small. Yeah, totally alive, but really I don't know, it sounds really small.
Like an ant?
you're this tiny, tiny part of nature and the rest of the world. Like
Yeah.
there's so much out there. It's amazing.
I don't know how I would comprehend that in my brain, in my tiny little brain, which is like, oh my goodness.
Shark, shark, shark.
Shark, shark, sharks.
Yeah.
Fish, fish, shark, fish.
Yeah, totally.
Octopus.
And yeah. I mean, I never saw them, but you know they're there. And we used to train at Manly, was our training spot, and so you'd train do the swim from Manly out to Shelley Beach.
Yeah.
And so you're going over the marine park, and you can see like they've sunk trolleys and motorbikes and stuff so that divers know their way. But there's like massive blue gropers and wobbegongs, and it's really cool.
Yeah, look, if I was that way inclined, I think it would be super awesome. But
Yeah.
I'm even scared of putting my hand in a fish tank. Like, that's how pathetic I am, to be honest with you.
Ocean swims, maybe not your bag.
No, but maybe I should do it to get over that fear.
Maybe.
You're like, no, Jackee.
I don't know.
You've also mentioned you co-founded with another couple an extended neonatal intensive care unit. Can you just talk me through why and how and when?
Sure. So we found out that we were pregnant with identical twin boys in October of 2015. And identical twins pose particular medical trickiness.
Because is that where the one egg is fertilized and then it splits?
Absolutely.
Not two eggs were fertilized and attached? Yeah?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And so my pregnancy, they were what's called Modi twins. So there was one placenta for two amniotic sacs. Mm-hmm. So one baby is usually
bigger,
more dominant.
Yeah.
And they actually take a whole lot of the amniotic fluid and the blood from the other one. And so the little twin has issues because it's not getting the nutrients, and the big twin has issues because it's getting too much nutrients. So it has kidney and heart issues.
Okay.
So it's a balance. Like it's such a balancing act to try and get that right. Anyway, we didn't have too many complications through the pregnancy, but they did come at 26 weeks.
Ooh,
and
that's super early.
Super early. Thanks, boys. Yep, that's a good memory for my daughter on the bathroom floor. Good. Yeah. So they came very early, and we were told that they were healthy. They just needed to grow. But they both went downhill about 4 days into our journey in the neonatal intensive care unit. And we lost James at 3.5 weeks, and then spent another 3.5 months in the NICU with Fraser. And in that time, we realised that parents were in this no man's land. You're not a patient, and yet you're expected to be at the hospital to look after your baby 8, 10, 12 hours a day. Mm-hmm. You're trying to breastfeed, but you're not getting fed. There's all of these issues, and they all add up to some parents not being able to make it to the hospital. There's a lot of where we're at is it's the largest neonatal intensive care unit in the Southern Hemisphere in Perth, at King Eddie's. And so people come from everywhere in WA. If you have babies under 32 weeks, they all go to King Eddie's. If you have multiples, they all go to King Eddie's to make sure that everything's okay. And so you've got people coming in from regions who don't have any support. WA is a huge state. It's like 3 hours,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've gone into the mantle, so yeah.
Oh, okay. Van Groper. And even, Mandurah and Rockingham and up to Joondalup, even further than Joondalup, up to like Lancelin. Yeah. So an hour and a half, 2 hours north, an hour and a half south is still considered metro Perth, and so you don't get any support whatsoever. And a lot of those families were had to decide whether to pay for food for their families or pay for fuel to visit their babies.
Yeah, of course.
And that
shouldn't be a decision you need to make. Like that,
Exactly.
that shouldn't have to be, because, Perth is spread out a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy decision to have to make. So we made friends with another couple who were on a really similar journey to us. And we both had a toddler at home. We both had identical twin boys with one survivor. Lots of similarities. And we both were having discussions about how we could give back once we had left the hospital, and then came together and worked out that we were having exactly the same conversations, because obviously both of our needs were very similar. And so Helping Little Hands was born, our charity.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you get donations for your Helping Little Hands?
So we run basically on community support. We have we run food programs. We do a nutritious nibbles drop into the hospital twice a week, and we have partnered with Second Bite to be able to deliver those, and also an amazing bakery just around the corner, and they give us all of their leftovers. So parents get these delicious treats on a Saturday afternoon. And then to do our meals program, we work really closely with social work, and they identify who is at greatest need, and we provide meals and fuel vouchers and things like that to them. So our meals program, we partner with a local restaurant, it's actually a takeaway place, but they do home cooked takeaway meals and portioned takeaway. Yeah. They give us all of their leftovers. So we've been able to support over 70 families with more than 2,000 meals in the year that we've been running. Yeah. Which is amazing. Their support has been incredible. And we're partnering with Food Bank now as well to get the fruit and veg that we provide at a fraction of the cost that we can provide more often. Yeah. So basically it's community support. We will always take donations if people feel so inclined, but mostly it's through businesses and other organisations.
So what I'm hearing from you is basically the food and the petrol. They're the really big things, really, really big things. We also do wellbeing events, so that some of these parents are in there. We were in the NICU for 123 days, and there are some people who are there for another 2 months on top of that. Really long journeys, and you totally forget about yourself. If you've got kids at home, particularly, I think mums always do it anyway. We always put ourselves last and then add that to it. So we do wellbeing events every month. And we've partnered we have a foundation partner called Life Ready Physio and Pilates, and they come in, they do massages for all of the mums and dads. They take them through physio, stuff that they can be doing in their chair while they're sitting cotside to help them through. And we have a baby massage lady who comes as well, she's just stopped working in the NICU, so she shows people how to do it. Whose babies are still in the NICU on a dummy, and graduate parents are coming back as well for those classes, and just building a community. Wow, it's sad that that's happened, but you've kind of found the silver lining to help others, because it was so hard. Like, you found that gap in that market, and it's not good to have to having a child is like a full-on traumatic event as it is. Totally. And having a healthy child, Totally. So if you put in, having twins that come super early, I don't know how people survive that mentally. I don't think I'd be strong enough to survive that. I'd just be a shadow of myself, really.
I think you'd surprise yourself. I think when you're thrown into those situations, you find something within you, or use the support of the people who are around you to be able to get through it. Yeah. Because what else can you do?
Well, you can't not do. Yeah. You can't not do, so you do.
I just leave him in hospital.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So just describe for us a day in the life of you now.
Gosh, every day is different. I'm sure everyone says that. Generally, my boy is an early riser, so I'm up at about 5 o'clock.
Oh,
Thanks.
wow.
Yeah. And it's just mad rush to get them to daycare on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because they're the days that I have my day job. And then Thursday and Friday, Fraser has a lot of follow-up, so we traipse around Sydney going to a lot of appointments.
Specialist to specialist.
Exactly, which is fun. But making sure that we've got a dog who is bananas, so we need to make sure that we get her out for a walk fairly regularly, all that good family stuff. And then meals.
Yeah, so what do you do for meals? Like, do you cook each night?
Yes.
And what do you usually cook each night?
So my kids are at the point where either they'll eat everything or nothing. And so on Sundays, I sit down with the family. My littlest doesn't do it yet, but we all pick a meal. My husband, I pick one. My daughter picks one. I buy everything on Sunday night, click and collect it on Monday after work. Best thing ever. And it just helps because I don't have to think. I don't have to get home at 5 o'clock and go, oh my gosh, what do I have to cook while I'm trying to get the kids ready for bed as well. So my husband and I take turns cooking.
So what's your meal of the week then? What do you usually choose?
We have a standard rotation for easy meals, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which is like tacos and sausages and mash and, just the usual simple things. The other thing is I'm vegetarian and my husband would eat meat 3 times a day if he could. So we just have to
juggle that. Yeah. Juggle that around a bit. Add that into the mix.
Exactly. It's tricky. But fish and chips is a standard.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. Fish and chips.
And that sounds like I just feed my children crap. But there's always salad.
Salad. Well, we're a bigger nuggets and nuggets, and then you'll have your cider salad or your vegetables, which usually gets left, and then noodles or pasta or something with it. So look, I think everyone goes through that, and I didn't start eating different varieties of food until I was in my 20s when I met my husband. I was like, I'm not trying avocado. That looks like snot. No, thank you. But now I swear by it. I try and have it every day.
The best.
Oh my God. I was like, what was I scared of?
Yeah. Avocado with the seed pulled out and salsa poured in the hole.
Oh my goodness. Yum.
And just eaten with a spoon. The best.
Oh my God. Yeah, back to reality. Oh, delicious. So moving on, what's the best advice you've received?
Gosh, I have so many pieces of advice that I have gotten. I think the way that I try and live my life is to do anything, try everything, because I don't want to come to the end of my life and regret. I would rather regret the things that I've done than the things that I didn't do.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's wise. You sound very wise then.
Oh, I sound very old then.
No, wise, not old, wise.
Wise.
You can say that at 20 and it's like, whoa, you sound really wise.
Yeah, live long.
Yes, well, that's true. I mean, and change is always inevitable is one that always comes to my mind as well. It's like if you're going through a tough time now, it's not going to last forever.
Absolutely. It's that whole, I think everyone gets told this too shall pass all the time, right?
This too shall pass.
It's so true.
Yeah. And it's good though, because imagine if it stayed the same all the time. Oh,
absolutely.
My God.
Oh my God, shoot me now.
Thank you.
No, thanks.
So once the kids are in bed and everything's settled down, are you watching Netflix or Stan, or are you an avid reader?
I would love to say that I'm still an avid reader. I have a pile of books ready to go, and I love reading, but I never get past 2 pages at the moment.
Oh, do you crash and burn?
I do, but I am a binge watcher of Netflix at the moment.
Okay, yeah. And what are you binge watching at the moment?
Currently, Animal Kingdom.
Oh yes, that is dark.
Yes, it is.
She is that mother, my gosh, she is like cold.
She's awful.
She's
It's just horrible. My husband actually the other night was like, I just don't get it. Like, how can she be a kingpin? She's like old.
She's like, oh, it doesn't matter.
She's like vicious.
Yes, it's the personality traits, not the actual physical being of her. It's like what she's capable of doing.
And she's just nasty. Yeah, so I'm binging on that.
Okay, you obviously love it.
I do.
You do.
I do.
Well, what's one area of your life you would like to improve?
I am a classic case of putting myself last. I don't think I have done any exercise in the last, let's say, 4 years.
Oh my goodness, that has to change.
Well, look, I have, but not enough.
Yeah.
So that is definitely changing. I'm signing up for a gym this week and I'll get back into swimming and, yep, so that's a huge part of my life that I need to change.
Yeah, I think with exercise, the only way it's sustainable is to do the things you enjoy. So, like, if you don't enjoy running, don't run. Don't run.
Oh, there's no way.
You know, like, but you obviously enjoy swimming. Just do more of that. Do more
Totally.
of the stuff you love in the exercise world. Because there's nothing worse than, you know, I hate running, I must admit.
So do I.
I'm not a runner. My body doesn't run well.
Neither does mine.
I'm better off lifting weights and walking. I can walk up hills, you know. Hill walking's great, but running, I can't do it. It's my boobs hurt, and my arms hurt, my legs hurt, and it's just...
No, it's not for me either. I've got to tell you, I was training to run. I wasn't really ever going to run, but I was training to run, and then I did something to my knee, and the physio said to me, don't run. Like, it's just,
too hard on your body.
Don't run. And I was like, oh, okay, I cannot run.
I cannot run.
The doctor told me I cannot run. Devastating.
I interviewed a lady, Mel, and she's gorgeous, and she actually does boobs on the run, and she's like an avid runner, and like her body is just built for running, and she teaches women how to run. And I've gone through not her program, but a different program, which is Couch to 5K.
Yep.
And I managed to run non-stop about 7 kilometers once.
Wow.
Once. What I did wrong was I changed my shoes when I did it. I was like, oh, new shoes, chuck them on, let's go for a run. And ever since then, like, I'd hurt my leg, like the side part of my leg, and I was like, oh, it's just not worth it.
Oh, no.
So, but this was a little while ago, so.
But good for you, 7 kilometres.
Yeah, I know. It's a fair way. And I thought to myself, I think once you've done it, you're like, I've done that. Like with you, I've done an ocean swim, tick, next. Bungee jumping,
absolutely.
Woo, you know.
Totally.
Oh, goodness.
Got to tick those things off the bucket list.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have any daily tips or hacks to make your life run smoother?
I am wed to my calendar.
Okay.
Totally wed to it. If I don't write things down, I triple, quadruple. I don't even know how many times I will book myself at the same time.
Really? Oh.
So
are you looking at your calendar every day then? Or just...
Yes.
Yeah, every day. Okay, okay, this is what needs to be done, this is what needs to be done. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and I am a list person. I love lists.
Oh.
Because I love ticking them.
I have a list book now. I've moved on from the one-page list because I used to have lots of little pages with my to-dos everywhere, but now my husband bought me a book and I just thought, well, I'll have a to-do book. And then I've always got something to do. So I never get bored.
That's fantastic. Such a good idea.
Yeah. Well, and it's all in the one place. If I lose
and
the
then
book,
you can go back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I lose the book, I won't lose the book. I will not lose the book.
I will not.
I will not. Okay, quick questions and then I'll let you go on with your day. Question number 1. Have you signed up to any websites recently that you've enjoyed receiving their emails?
I love getting the emails from the collective. It's about the only email that I will actually open.
Mm-hmm. And what's in it?
It's tips and hacks and just really interesting information.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's
it?
Yeah.
It is a quick question. Sorry. What's one piece of advice you would give your pre-baby self?
Oh, gosh. Where do I begin? Filter. Everyone will tell you something, but just go with your gut. You know your baby.
Yep.
Take what you can from that advice and then do what you need to do.
That is good advice. I remember when I was pregnant with my first, I had an advice book. I said, everyone, write your advice in this book. How stupid was I?
But you thought you were doing a good thing.
I did. It confused me even more.
It's so confusing because everyone has a different opinion and it's always conflicting.
And every baby is different. Like
Totally.
their baby is not going to be your baby, you know?
Exactly. I remember a midwife always said to me, your baby hasn't read the book, so don't read the book. And I went, oh.
That's cute. That's super cute.
Yeah.
And last question, what is the most useful and useless baby item you have?
Oh, my Ergo. It's hands-free to be able to do other stuff.
Yeah.
Which is a blessing. Useless? I think there's a lot of useless stuff out there, but I won't name names.
Okay, fair enough. We'll be kind to those companies. Well,
Indeed.
excellent. Thank you so much for being on the Busy Mum podcast this morning. It's been a pleasure speaking with you today, Kate.
Thank you, Jackee. It's been lovely.
Thanks for listening to the latest episode of the Busy Mum podcast. Don't forget to let your friends know and also subscribe to the iTunes channel and also my socials if you want to see what I'm getting up to. A brand new episode is out every Monday morning, just like clockwork.